We need to be able to take the risk. This risk-taking part of us reminds me of some studies done by a couple by the last name of Childs, who wrote this little book, Magic and Religion in Traditional Peoples. And they noticed that there were two types of societies. One type of society that tended toward brute force and strategy, and one type of society that went towards risk-taking. So the brute force and strategy are not risk-takers. When it comes to risk, they don't tend towards it nearly as much. And they also made another correlation that that behavior, the brute force and strategy and the risk-taking, was in direct relationship, first and foremost, to their religious doctrine. What was the image of their main god? And the image of the main god of those with brute force and strategy was one of maleficence. A maleficent god is one that is law-demanding and requiring. And this produced games in that society of brute force and strategy. Now, the other type of society had a main god that was beneficent. And beneficence is boon bestowing. Divinely superfluous boons bestowed upon them. And in relationship to this type of main god, they played games of chance. Throwing the bones, reading the cracks in the tortoise shells, casting the bones onto a sacred field and reading the bones, kind of thing. And this is very much like rolling the dice. And casinos. So California has had a big boon in Indian casinos, and I don't think people realize just what that entails. What is the influence of such a thing? Now, these are also the highest technology being built in these monuments. So all this stuff influences us, and I'm not sure everybody takes these things into account. I know many people don't take these views into account, and the waters can be muddied. It's like I was hearing a lecture recently on Heidegger, and he was talking about consciousness being as if it is a field clearing in a forest. And I really feel that we go in and out of this field of consciousness. And when we're in the forest, we're just participating. We're in the thick of it. And so the battle and the struggle and the competition and the rules and the risk-taking and all that stuff is just part of our experience. We're experiencing it, but we're not observing it. So I just felt that it was important to say this, because I'm very happy that we decided to build this. It's a tremendous investment, and I'm also very happy that we just recently built our new airport as well. And just locally here where I'm at, a couple years now we've had a casino locally. And these things, in my view, have meaning for me, and but that meaning is not one that is all caught up in the rigmarole that everybody brings along with them. Though it's quite fun to see, you know, when they were building the casino, they had a lot of resistance from local community, some local neighborhoods, and I realized, you know, the form that persists is the one whose influences it resists. Another one of my little aphorisms. And the idea here is that they started out with this little hut, and then that didn't work, and they kept getting this resistance from the local community. And then finally, with the boon of other casinos, they got the investment they needed, and they just went all out, and they actually, you know, made all these commitments to the local community with the fire and the police and the hospital. They were a great boon, and they gave a large cash award to the local community as well. They built the casino and their own off ramp and all these things, and I really think that their form became much greater because of the resistance they received. It wasn't just money exchange, it wasn't just profit, though the money didn't come unless they projected a certain amount of profit over a certain amount of time, obviously. So all these things are muddying the waters. You can take different perspectives, but also at the same time they can make things very clear. But this clarity can only be taken to a point, and at a certain point it becomes hair splitting, and it could be everything and anything. So the key is that we only become conscious enough to the point of where we become vital and vigorous, and we find our match, and we revel in it, and we thrive in it. I miss my beloveds. There are some people I love, and I miss them. And I want to be all they would have me be, but not at the price of all that I can be. And this tension that I feel in having lost my beloved, my beloveds, I choose to bring to me a higher form of condition, a higher state of tension, not anxiety, not stress, but the highest form that is my match. And I resist going over that, going into something that hurts me. That I say there's two forms of growth. There's healthy, productive growth, then there's dysfunctional growth. You know, there's two forms of pain, healthy pain and toxic pain. The healthy pain I recover from, and I'm built up and stronger. The toxic pain takes me large amounts of time to recover from. And everything goes to the side while I'm recovering. There's a balance there. High form of condition, where you're on the verge of possibly dissolving, but you come back, and you build up and come back. And this is the struggle, this is the responsibility of this incredible investment, of this new arena.